I've lived in this neighborhood for 5 years now. Quiet, suburban, nothing unusual. The kind of place where every driveway has a basketball hoop and people wave to each other, even if they don't really talk. Except for the guy in the house across the street. We call him Mr. Ferris, though I don't think that's his real name. I've never heard anyone speak to him. Never seen him at the store, walking his dog, nothing. And the strange part? He hasn't left his house in 13 years. I know that because my neighbor Linda has lived here longer than anyone. She told me he moved in after his wife died. People tried welcoming him at first. Casseroles, friendly waves, all of it, but he never opened the door. Eventually they stopped trying. The curtains have stayed shut since I moved in. His car is always in the same spot, covered in dust. No mail ever piles up. No lights ever seem to change. But somehow, the lawn stays trimmed. The garbage bins go out on time. It's like the house takes care of itself. Sometimes, late at night, I'd catch a flicker of movement in the window. Just a shadow, quickly gone. I always told myself I was imagining it. Until last night. It was around 2:30 a.m. I was up late working on a project when I heard it. 3 knocks on my front door. Not rushed, not panicked, just slow, steady knocking. I thought maybe it was a delivery guy or someone lost, but when I looked out the peephole, my stomach dropped. It was him. Mr. Ferris. He was standing there, hunched forward, wearing an old dust-covered coat. His skin looked paper-thin, almost gray in the porch light. But the thing that really unsettled me was his eyes. They weren't right. They were too wide, too wet, like they hadn't seen daylight in years and didn't know what to do with it. I didn't open the door, just asked through the glass, "Can I help you?" He leaned in slightly, and in a dry, whispery voice he said, "It's loose." I asked, "What's loose?" But he didn't answer. He just stood there for a second, then turned and walked slowly across the street, back into his house. I didn't sleep. This morning, I watched his house from my window. The door was still cracked open, just a sliver, enough to see darkness beyond it. Around noon, I worked up the nerve to go over. Maybe he needed help, I told myself. Maybe he was sick. I walked up, knocked once, nothing. I waited, then pushed the door gently. It creaked open into total silence. Inside was cold, like unnaturally cold, the kind that sinks into your bones. The house smelled like dust and something else, something metallic. The living room was empty, no furniture, no photos, just bare floors and yellowing walls. That's when I heard it, a faint clicking sound, like long fingernails tapping on glass. I followed the sound through the hallway toward the back of the house. The walls there were covered in scribbled symbols, hundreds of them, drawn in what looked like charcoal. Circles, triangles, lines that didn't make any sense. The tapping grew louder. I pushed open a door at the end of the hall and found a staircase leading down into the basement. I should have left. Every part of me screamed to turn around, but I went down anyway. The basement was lit by a single, flickering bulb. The walls were lined with shelves, jars filled with strange liquids, old books, bones, and in the center of the room there was a mirror, tall, ornate, ancient-looking. It didn't reflect the room. Instead, it showed something else. A hallway that didn't exist in that house, long, narrow, with dozens of doors stretching into darkness, and something was walking down it, slowly, toward the mirror. I stared, frozen as it came closer. I couldn't make out details, just a tall, thin figure with arms that hung too low. Its head was tilted like it was listening. Then it stopped, just inches from the glass, and it looked at me. I don't know how. It didn't have eyes, just hollow black pits, but I felt it. It knew I was there. Suddenly the mirror cracked, just slightly. A hairline fractured down the middle, and that's when I heard footsteps behind me. I turned, expecting Mr. Ferris, but no one was there. I ran. I didn't close the door behind me. I just ran straight back home. Now it's night again. In his house I ran. I didn't close the door behind me. I just ran straight back home. Now it's night again, and his house is pitch black. The front door is still open, but something's different. There are knocks on my door again, 3 of them. But it's not Mr. Ferris this time. I checked through the peephole. No one's there, and yet they keep coming, slow, steady, rhythmic. 3 knocks, then silence, 3 knocks, then silence. I don't know what I let out of that house, but I don't think it wants to go back.